صبرت واستنيت كتير واتمنى امني نفسي واقول بكره الجنه ومن بعيد ياما صبرت من جوا قلبي بدعيلك معاي تهنى لا تخجلي السمح قومي استعجلي ما تخجلي السمح قومي استعجلي عطشت قلبي وكل يوم تتجملي اديني كلمة وسامحيني واعذري
My name is Jean Kidaisi. I come from Beirut, Lebanon, and I've been in the States for 6 years.
My name is Ephraim Gabrinicus, and I am from Eritrea.
I'm Ji-Young Shim from Korea.
Hi, I'm Roman Shukshen. I'm from Moldova.
My name is Alan Stone, and I'm originally from Jamaica.
What happened in your life that made you come here?
I actually finished my education back home, and I was always interested in learning more and getting better degrees in my field, and I applied to Cleveland State University, and I was accepted, so I moved.
So, what happened when you first came here? What did you think?
It wasn't very much different than back home. Like I didn't have difficulties finding places or talking to people, or I knew how to speak the language, but it was kind of hard for me because I didn't have friends. I moved to live with my cousin, and that was a bad experience.
No, really, what happened? What was that like?
Well, the reason why I moved, actually one of the reasons other than education is the first one, but the main reason, but he kept talking to me or calling me, all the time, so I can come and live in the States, but I didn't know that he had plans for me when I come here. So basically he took advantage of me for like 4 months and then kicked me out of the house.
Wow, so that's a pretty rough start. What did you do afterwards, like when you realized that?
After I met some people that welcomed me in their home, and I stayed there for like a month, and I started to work at that time, Subway, making sandwiches, and I moved to my apartment, and I started to pay by myself everything, rent, and I didn't have a car at the time. I took 2 buses to get to my classes, so I had to plan 2 hours ahead, leave the house in 5 in the morning, so I can get to my first class on time. And education was very expensive for me because I'm an international student, so I had to pay like 3 times more than anyone else. And I had to work 3-4 different jobs so I can pay for my education, my life expenses, and things like that.
I was 6 years old when I came to America from my country.
Do you know the reason why your family left to come to America?
There's a revolutionary war going on against Ethiopia, and it wasn't safe for us to live there anymore, so we decided to come to America where we would have freedom and safety.
I moved from Jamaica when I was 9 years old, and I've lived in the U.S. since then. I've traveled from the East Coast in Florida to here in New Mexico, and I've been in New Mexico for about 5 years now.
Growing up here is a total cultural shock. Everything is so readily available. There's fast food restaurants. there's no limit to what you want. Back in my country, I was in the village, so everything that you wanted was more of something that you needed. So if you needed food, you had to farm it. You can't just go to the store and get a bottle of water or a sack of potatoes or anything like that. You had to grow it yourself, or you'd have to travel long distance to the capital of the country to get the food.
Why did you choose UNM specifically?
First of all, about the weather. I like dry weather. And then actually the tuition fee is free. And then my professor, there is a connection between my major and like here. So professor know well about the courses. So that's why.
I'd say the main difference between me and other international students is that people from Saudi Arabia, for example, or India, or other countries even, they come here with a full scholarship, so they don't have to worry about work. They even help them out sometimes with their rent. And, also it helps a lot if you have a family, if you have friends, you have someone you know, who can help you out. So one time, like for example, one time I finished work around 10:30 at night. It was Saturday, and I didn't know that I can't find a bus around that time, and there are no buses on Saturday. So I waited for an hour and a half, but the bus didn't show up. I basically had to walk for at least 3 hours and a half or 4 hours to get to where I live, and the snow was covering I don't know, probably higher than my knees. The snow was too high, and I had to walk all that distance. It was so cold. I didn't have a cell phone on me. I didn't have friends or anyone to call. So I'd say if someone else knew someone or had a phone, or even if you don't have a phone, if you knew someone, you can call or use someone else's phone, right? So yeah, for me, I couldn't count or depend on anyone. I had to do everything by myself.